Hello, I'm the Mollusk Dimension, and I am going on Instagram Live today because I'm going to be talking to a special guest who's going to be joining me soon. It's been quite a while since I've been on Instagram Live, maybe over a year. I did quite a few of these in the lockdown, so it's good to be back. So today I'm really excited about talking about my forthcoming music video release on YouTube, and that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. Thanks for joining, and let me read you what Kelsey has said about my song Asians Are Feelings Too. She said, while the Mollusk Dimension tackles some emotions that can feel dark and frustrating, for those of us who might identify with the subject matter, the song itself is light, bouncy, playful, and sometimes softly soulful, much like the wonderful talent behind it. A joyous romp and a sweet self-love ballad mixed into one. And that's from Kelsey Yuhara, artist, performer, director, improviser, who I'm going to be asking to join me now. Let's add you. See, when I did some music improvisation for Comediasians a couple of years ago. And yeah, hi Kelsey.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome. How are
Thank
you
you.
doing?
Yeah, good. I'm already in the country now, so I went out for a nice uh like run earlier this morning, kind of like by the fields and so on. So it's just nice uh, countryside. Right.
Cool.
Yeah, how are you?
I haven't been doing that much exercise, so I'm inspired to hear that you've been doing some exercise. What's it like
I,
out there? I haven't left the house for a couple of
yeah,
hours.
that was me the entire month of November, so
All right. Yeah, so just jump straight into it. Um, so I'm going to ask you to tell us who you are.
I'm Kelsey, she, her. I'm an artist and yeah, with like a lot of play in the air as we do. As you said, I'm an improviser, I'm a performer. I direct, I produce as well, and I facilitate. So those are kind of some things I do, although I feel like as the years go by, I've, kind of morphed so many times that it feels like in a way I have like some past lives of what I've been doing, where I've been living, etc. So yeah, London based now. So yeah, so I live in London most of the time, and those are some of the things I do right
I love
now.
the idea of the past lives.
Yeah,
Past as an artist. It's quite a nice
yeah,
concept. Yeah.
yeah. Because we're
So,
always evolving, aren't we? Like
pardon?
constantly emerging again,
Yeah.
and you kind of like leave that like past life somewhere, and then like just emerge again
Yeah. Yeah.
after like outgrow that, then you kind of just emerge again.
I really like that. That because there's a lot of, that kind of idea, a brief tangent here, like, kind of, to do with like being trans and transitioning. But I kind of forget that that people can feel that with various, aspects of their lives, kind of having past lives. And it's funny though, because I have definitely, sometimes like referred to pieces of work by people from several years ago, and for me the connection is still there, and they're like, oh no, that's not me anymore. you know Kind of, yeah. So I'm gonna hop on to the next question. Would you like to tell us about Comediasians?
Yes, I would love to. So Comediasians is the UK's first pan-Asian improv group. And we got together in 2019 and still going, like through the pandemic. We did a lot of things on Twitch, but now we're kind of back in person again and performing regularly. We've got a night at Hoopla on, I think normally it's the third Thursday of the month. I think there's a few like inconsistencies, but we started our regular night at Hoopla in London Bridge in September of this year, and we've been renewed for the new year. And we're holding auditions actually for the group coming up at the beginning of the new year on January 7th. So if there are any other Asians out there of any persuasion and you're interested in joining an improv group, you can check us out on socials, really anywhere at Comediasians. We've got a monopoly on the name on all the socials. So yeah,
It's a great name.
yeah, all the information is there.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So that's
Um,
Comediasians.
so is it going to be hard, like, to get in? Like, how experience? What level of experience are you looking for?
Oh, I mean, actually, I'm supposed to be having a conversation about that soon, like later this week, I think, because we have had a lot, we've had some interest, which is great. I mean, I think for me and a lot of other members of the team is kind of like we want it, like the whole idea behind it is to be champions for Asian expression on stage. So, I mean, ideally, we can take as many as we can kind of support. But if you have a group of like people, it might be like it might be quite burdensome to organize, but you never know. So I think we'll probably, yeah, I think we're looking for around like 10 new members.
Oh, right.
So yeah, like it's a substantial amount. And then who knows, like from there, like if it seems like that's how many we take now and there we can keep going forward, then I think is to just like keep expanding and obviously keep having wonderful guest artists like yourself as well at the nights, because it's kind of like about the guest artists, also about what we do, and about having, yeah, just Asian expression on stage and the space for that and the space to kind of nurture that and grow it.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. So if there's any people who want to perform at Comediasians Night, as well as the improvisers, potential
Yeah,
that you would like to join you, then contact Comediasians.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Uh,
please do.
oh,
Permission on
yeah.
that, as send us a message, email, or on one of the socials, and someone will eventually get
Yeah, they're super friendly,
yeah,
as you can see.
yeah.
So what are you working on now, and or what would you like to tell people about, like your work and whatever you're into?
Well, these days there's a lot of improv going on. So I'm a part of Comediasians, and that's coming up. And I'm also a part of Acaprov, where we perform improvised musicals on the fly. So I've got a lot of shows coming up in the new year with both of those.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
and then there's a project I've been working on really slowly now for about a year and a half or so, called Radio Imagination. But we're getting quite close to launching, hopefully. Well, the plan is in March of this year, because the anniversary for the 2011 tsunami in Tohoku. So the story is inspired by the tsunami and really goes quite in a lovely way, kind of like an exploration of how we deal with grief and a collective trauma as well, like a big collective trauma kind of event. And questions kind of what happens after life and all of that. And it's a really lovely story. And so I'm directing, and I've been involved kind of with the adaptation as well from the novel to kind of, it's a radio play in a way, but it's an immersive web experience. So we've got like original compositions, illustrations, web design, voiceover, all of that. Actually, I think Squid saw the first version of it.
Yeah, yeah, I did. It was really beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd love to see the
we're
next
like,
sort of development of that. Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
So
so we did a
what's the
really,
timeline for the production? Like, when do we get to it? Did you say it was a radio play?
it's going to be an online web experience.
Mm. When
So,
when do we get to see that?
March, I
Oh,
hope.
okay, great.
Yes, plan is
I can't
March.
wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really haunting, and I yeah, and I love the whole. It was part. There were some other productions there as well. It was one of those, you know, bright lights in the lockdown kind of time, watching something beautiful online. But also online stuff is quite accessible to people who can't get out and about. And also I feel like it reaches like kind of more of a global audience as well. So yeah.
Yeah. The pieces we're working on now are the subtitles. So we'll have subtitles available in English and Japanese for the
Hmm.
story. So there's the audio, but then if for whatever reason, like you want the subtitles as well, we'll have them in English and Japanese.
Cool.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm very excited to hear about that. Thank you for telling me about that. So yeah, I think that's basically the three questions that I would love to ask you about. And thank you for joining us, people who are watching us right now. And would you like to say the tags for any accounts that you think people should follow you on?
Um, yeah, sure. I mean, my personal one is at Yuhara KN, YuHarakN for Instagram. And then for Comediasians, at Comediasians everywhere. And for Akaprov, it's at Akaprov Musical on our socials.
Cool. And
Yeah.
I'll try and put these in the info as well and all the comments afterwards. Um, and yeah, so I want to encourage everyone to also hop onto my bio and pre-save the video Asians of Feelings 2, which is going to be out on YouTube on the 7th of January. If you click the notify me button, then you'll get an alert when it goes when it's premiered. And I'm going to be talking to some more people on Instagram Live that weekend. I'm also going to have a special guest again this time next week as well. She's going to be Jasmine Priya. And so tune in at that time as well to watch our little interview. So follow Kelsey and Comediasians and Akaprov. And thank you very much for watching. Bye, Kelsey. Thanks for
Hi.
joining me.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.